Hey guys. So I was thinking about something today. Not that long ago, I was having a conversation with one of my kiddos, and we have been trying to have more open and honest conversations about the way that I was when they were kids. They're still my kids, but they're getting to be adults now. So it's time to start having conversations with them, um, more detailed and more in depth of the things that I've gone through and things I'm working on. And, I've always encouraged them to try to be honest with me with anything that I've done, but now I'm more able to be receptive of it. But, anyways, we were talking about how they remember that I used to lock myself away in my bedroom for days. And they also remember how I used to say that I just wanted to leave. I just wanted to be gone. So I've tried to explain to them in the best way that I can what was going through my mind at that point. And at that time, and up until just the last few years, I didn't have the tools to be able to say, okay, mom's overwhelmed. I'm going to walk away for a few minutes to calm myself down and I'll be right back. I didn't have the mental resources to even feel okay with saying that without being overridden with guilt. So I would keep pushing. I would get overwhelmed. The kids' sounds would be amplified. The sounds of the animals would be amplified. Dishes clinking in the sink would sound like crashes. My body would start feeling so tense that it would feel like something was crawling on me. Um, and then I would snap. I would get very mean. The smallest additional thing could set it off, and I'd lose my temper. And after I was done losing my temper, yelling or whatever I was frustrated at, I would go in my room and I would just be so exceptionally mean, just trying to get people to stay away from me because I just needed to be alone so I could get a hold of myself again. I could not control my emotions. Everything was loud. Everything felt scratchy. Everything was too overwhelming. But I didn't realize what was going on. So after I would get into the anger phase, trying to get everyone to leave me alone, it would then go into a deep depression type thing. The voices in my mind that would say anything nasty about myself, all the beliefs that I've had, all the things that people told me as a child, all of it came rushing in, and it would just be voice after voice, just negativity, loud screaming, until I eventually would dissociate. In my dissociations, I felt safe. I didn't feel any emotion at all. I couldn't even feel my body. Time was not a thing. I would stay in that state for days. I would be a complete robot. If I drank anything, it would be amazing because it was complete autopilot. Kids' basic necessities were taken care of, and that was it. So I would want to stay there as long as I could because no emotion was better than the overwhelming amount of emotion that I had felt just before. But then eventually I would start to come out of it. And as I was coming out of it, the overwhelming guilt for the things that I had said or how I behaved or what my kids must think would overwhelm me. So it would be coming out of being completely numb into a crash of just shame, overwhelming shame. And that would take another, few days to weeks to months to get myself back out of. So these cycles, these roller coasters of emotions, these punishments, is the way that my brain keeps saying it to my children, makes me feel so bad. I wish I could take them back. I wish that back then I knew what was going on. I wish back then I had the tools that I do now that I would be able to at least partially say, no, I need to step away before I crash. And there's a lot of guilt that comes with this healing thing, and the most that I'm able to do with it is try to be as open and honest and blunt with my children about why I behaved the way that I did. Not that it's an excuse, but that I'm going through actions trying to change things, and if they have something that they need to talk to me about, they can. It's so hard for parents to forgive ourselves for these mistakes when we didn't even know that they were mistakes at the time. I know that dissociation has stolen a lot of my life and a lot from my children, and I never wanted them to believe that it was their fault. But in those moments that I would be overwhelmed, and my old habit used to be to get in my vehicle and just disappear for hours. I'd just drive, or I'd find some remote place and just pull off, and I'd be there for hours, just needing to get away. It was only because I was overstimulated. My body just didn't know how to regulate itself, and it's just the tools that I was never taught. But that doesn't help the guilt that you feel when they're happening. It doesn't help your children that feel like it's their fault, or that they did something wrong, or that they're not good enough. I told all of my children, I've told them repeatedly in the past few years, that they have saved my life more than I would ever be able to say. In every single one of those cycles that I went through after my first son was born, they were the reason why I came back out. They were the reason why I got back up. They were the reason why I tried to figure out how to stop it from happening. They were the reason why the few times that I have almost harmed myself, I didn't. So I believe in complete honesty with my children, and I guess I'm evolving into the your children are now more adults and ready for the conversations that I need to be ready to have with them, because I owe it to them. But that's just something I was thinking about today. So I just wanted to hop in and let everybody know, if you're having these guilty feelings because of dealing with this stuff, you're not alone. It sucks. And it's not our fault. It's not our kids' fault. But it is our responsibility to start changing. So with that, much love.